is Joy Seki. I'm your online therapist and emotional wellness coach. In today's video, I'll be sharing on what to do when life happens to you. Will life happen to you? Most definitely. Has it happened to me? Too many times. In working with people that life happened to, and with myself that life had happened to many times, I've realized that there are actually certain things we can do to help the situation so that we don't break down emotionally. So join me as I talk on this, and also remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. What do I do when life happens to me? Life happens to every one of us, and the earlier we accept this truth, the easier it is for us to bear the shock. Because when life happens, there's that initial shock, okay? And the degree to which we are affected by that shock is dependent on our awareness of this truth that life happens to us, the level of awareness we have on this, okay? Because many times when something bad is happening somewhere, we always have this distant idea that the thing is happening to some people somewhere and never us. And when it now happens to us, it's a lot of shock, it's a lot of disbelief. It affects our faith, it affects our hope, it crumbles on many things, right? So I want to share with us briefly on certain things we can do when life happens to us. When we have a disappointed relationship, when a promise is broken, when a business doesn't go well, when we lose a loved one, whatever it is that hurts us, whatever it is that causes us pain, whatever it is that affects our mental well-being and disturbs our emotional awareness, it's a happening, it's a life happenstance. Okay, so what can you do? The first thing I always tell people that I've worked with, and with my own experience, for someone like me that life had happened to severally, I say accept the situation. Oh, I can't say this enough. If you follow me on my social media, if you read my blog, you will see that I speak a lot on acceptance. I've come to realize that acceptance is powerful. It's like lifting up a heavy burden of us when we accept a situation. Because when things happen to us, especially negative things, disappointment, whatever it is that we don't like, that is unpleasant, we wrestle with that thing. We wrestle with the fact that it could happen, right? And this wrestling causes a lot of internal conflict. And this internal conflict causes turmoil within us. And so we are at distress and out of peace, right? And this is one of the things that causes anxiety and depression in some people. And some people, in trying to escape from that internal turmoil, they want to kill themselves. They want to run away from the noise inside. But when you accept the situation, it helps a great deal to deal with this wrestling and this confusion and internal conflict within. So accept that this has happened. It has already happened anyway. What can you do? Accept that it has happened. And then quit the blaming. Okay? Because that's one of the next natural things we do. You start to imagine you could have done it better. Or you could have made an alternative decision. Or you could have met with another person. Or you could have gone at whatever time. You start to calculate and manipulate and analyze and all of these things until there's a paralysis. And somebody is down emotionally. See, what you did was the best you knew at that point. Alright? If it was somebody that made the decision for you, that was the best they knew at that point. Let go. No need for blaming. The blaming increases the pain. The blaming gives you a sense of being wrong. And that is more hurting. That is more painful to the self. You have made this mistake. Accept it and move on. Alright? And then take the lessons from the situation. Okay, how could I have done it next time? What should I have done? Who should I have met? What time should I have gone next time? But for this event, it has happened. No blaming. And then realize that you're not alone. This is really important. I talk about social support. Social support is very helpful for people that are going through difficult moments. See, we are humans. We're designed for connections. We're designed for love. We're designed for care. for kindness. And these things help us when we're going through difficulties. Okay? You're not alone. You're not going through this alone. So don't pretend like you're going through this alone. There's a friend that will care to listen to you. There's a family that will care to listen to you. There's someone that would love to pray with you. There's someone that would love to advise you. Reach out. When we're vulnerable sometimes, at the point of our vulnerability, sometimes is the point we feel loved the most. But we fear being vulnerable because we are afraid of being judged as weak. Are we not weak sometimes? Are we always strong? We are humans. Alright? And then don't judge yourself. Don't condemn yourself. Because when you do this, you start to believe that you are cursed. You start to believe that bad things always happen to you. And you start to say this during that time. And remember, when you're down, your emotions are of high intensity. They are heightened. Right? And words that we say with heightened feelings are powerful. That's why many times when we're really down, we say something negative. It happens faster. And so you feel like, oh, you see, I said it. No, because you said it. And you didn't just say it. You said it with very heightened emotions, heightened feelings. All right? So there was a lot of force to those words. That's why it happened. So be careful what you're saying those moments. Be careful what you're declaring. All right? No judgment. No saying, oh, I'm cursed. Oh, bad things always happen to me. I know it's difficult to hold our mouth. But you can say something else if you have to talk. You can say, this will turn out well. If that's all you know to say, this will turn out well. This will turn out well. This will turn out well. Or you just say it is well. I use that a lot. If I'm lost for words, when something suddenly happens to me, I say it is well. I had to learn it because I used to do the other one that I just said. Say negative thing and say, oh, this happened to me, I'm unlucky and all of that. And these things become like self-prophecies. All right? So, be careful of the words you say in those moments. All right? And one thing that I would like to share with us is the fact that you can talk to God about the problem. You have friends you can talk to. You have families you can talk to. You have therapists you can talk to. You have God to talk to. Talk to God. Talk to a higher power. There's this relief we feel from having our problem released to a higher power. And you need that. Because at this moment, when you're down, when life has happened to you, suddenly you're depressed, you're sad, you're heavy burdened. And you want somebody to help you lift that burden. Right? So you talk to God about it. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. Because if we don't do this, what we do is that we pretend we're strong, we pretend we've gotten it all together, and so we repressed these feelings unconsciously or suppress it intentionally by ourselves because we want to look all put together. And weeks after, months after, the situation we did not grieve the moment it happened now suddenly falls back on us and people break down. Because these pains will not go away. They need to be felt. They are life in you. They need to be felt and then let go. Alright? It's in phase. That's the phase of it. Let it go in that phase. Let it be experienced and let go of. Alright? Otherwise, it becomes a suffering. It becomes prolonged unnecessarily. Okay? So these are the things we do when life happens to us. Life will happen at some point, but we need to be aware it will happen and not be in so much shock so that we do not break down mentally. I hope you found this helpful. Cheers.